Hello, everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss how to develop an effective communication program. Think of this as a strategic plan where each step builds on the previous one. The first step is setting clear objectives, as in, what are we trying to achieve with this communication? For example, a tech brand launching a new smartphone might have objectives focused on raising awareness, generating interest, or increasing pre orders for the new product. By defining these objectives early, brands can guide all subsequent decisions. Next, we need to understand the audience. So, knowing your audience is key to crafting a relevant message. For instance, if a sportswear brand targets competitive athletes, the message will focus on performance and durability because these are the qualities that would be most important to the athletes. But if they're aiming at recreational fitness enthusiasts, the message might lean more toward lifestyle and comfort. So, tailoring the message to the audience makes it more relevant and impactful. With objectives and audience identified, brands can then craft their message. This message must be clear, it must also be compelling, and it must be aligned with the brand's values. The right message can help a brand stand out in a crowded market by resonating with what matters to the audience. Once the message is ready, the next step is choosing the right channels, whether it's digital, social media, TV, or print. The selection of channels should align with where the audience spends their time. Finally, an effective communication program includes a mechanism for assessment. Brands need to measure results continuously using metrics that align with their objectives. So brands must ask questions such as, did awareness increase because of this ad? Is there more engagement by the consumers? So each answer helps the brand refine its strategy and optimize for better results next time. This process, from setting objectives to assessment, ensures that communication is strategic, consistent, and impactful. And this will help build a foundation for long term success with the audience. Now let's focus on the different objectives in marketing communication. Setting objectives is essential because it helps clarify what the brand hopes to achieve. These objectives often fall into three main categories. The first is creating awareness, second, building preference, and third, inciting action. The first objective, which is creating awareness, is especially important for new brands or products. For example, when Tesla launched its Model S, the initial focus was on making people aware of its existence and its unique features as an electric vehicle. Awareness is often achieved through high visibility campaigns, where the goal is simply to make sure the brand is top of mind. The second objective is building preference, and this involves positioning the brand as a top choice in the consumer's mind. Preference is about more than just knowing a product exists, it's about shaping how consumers view it. So, Apple, for example, builds preference for its brand by emphasizing design and ease of use, which distinguishes it from other tech brands. This objective is particularly relevant in competitive markets where consumers have many options. The third objective, which is inciting action, aims to prompt immediate consumer response. This could be a call to purchase, to sign up, or to engage in some other way with the brand. Limited time offers are a common and very effective tactic to create urgency and encourage quick action by the consumers. So, by directly prompting a specific action, brands can convert interest into tangible results, such as sales or such as signups. Each of these objectives guides the structure, tone, and timing of communication efforts. Whether it's a social media post, an email campaign, or an ad, aligning with clear objectives makes each piece of communication purposeful and strategic. Benchmarks and budgeting are essential for managing resources effectively in any communication program. Benchmarks act as measurable goals and they help brands set clear targets and evaluate progress. For example, a company may set a goal to reach 50% awareness in a specific market within 6 months. Benchmarks provide a yardstick to measure success and ensure resources are used effectively. When it comes to setting the communication budget, there are several methods and considerations involved. One popular approach is the objective and task budgeting, which involves setting a clear objective, defining the tasks needed to achieve it, and estimating the costs associated with each task. For example, if a brand's objective is to increase social media engagement, the tasks could include creating engaging content, or hiring influencers, or boosting online posts. Each of these tasks has its own cost, and by adding all these costs up, the brand arrives at a total budget that's closely aligned with its goals. Another approach is the competitive parity budgeting, where brands allocate funds based on what competitors are spending. While this method helps maintain competitiveness, it doesn't always address a brand's unique objectives or needs. Therefore, brands using this approach often combine it with objective and task budgeting to balance competitive considerations with specific goals. Budgeting for communication depends on several factors. Stage in the product life cycle affects budget size because new products needing more funds for awareness, while established products typically need less for ongoing visibility. Product differentiation requires higher budgets for unique products to emphasize distinct features. Market share also plays a role with brands because brands with smaller shares must invest more heavily to increase visibility, unlike market leaders who already rely on existing loyalty. Message complexity increases costs when conveying intricate information or complex information, especially for new technological products. Reach impacts budget since wider audiences need more resources, with global campaigns costing more. Competitive communication requires spending to match competitors' visibility, essential, something that is highly essential in high stakes market. Finally, available resources shape choices because smaller brands prioritize cost effective channels like social media, while larger brands may invest in extensive campaigns across multiple media. Together, these factors guide strategic allocation of communication budgets. So, identifying the target audience is a foundational step in any marketing communication plan. The target audience defines who will be receiving the brand's message, and this group can include potential buyers. It can also include existing customers or influencers, and sometimes even internal stakeholders. Knowing the audience shapes every aspect of the communication strategy, including the message itself and the channels used to reach people. For instance, if Coca Cola is launching a new health focused product, their audience may shift from general consumers to health conscious individuals. This shift means that the message will focus more on the product's health benefits rather than the general enjoyment of the product. After identifying the audience, the next crucial step is crafting the communication message, which ought to be tailored specifically to resonate with that audience. This process is typically guided by a creative brief. So think of the creative brief as a roadmap for the message. It contains key information such as the target audience, the campaign's main objectives, the primary message or idea, and the brand benefits. This brief serves as a guide for everyone involved, from marketers to designers, ensuring that all components of the message align with the intended objectives. For example, if a brand's goal is to highlight sustainability, the creative brief will specify that the message should emphasize eco friendly practices, sustainable materials, and long term environmental benefits. This way, the message will be consistent and focused, and it will resonate more effectively with eco conscious consumers. Crafting a well targeted message ensures that when the audience encounters the brand's communication, they feel personally addressed by the brand and understood by the company. So, this resonance makes the message more impactful, and it will increase the likelihood of positive engagement and brand recall by the consumers.